Always entertaining stream. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. Give it another sub. You just rage quit so hard. Why? Keep me on your toes, Strangle. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you, man. Na, 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 na. That podcast. Who knows, man? Who knows? Oh, by the way, with the merch, we should have it up and running by Friday, the store. So there you go. Or at least I'll be able to kind of see where it's at on Friday. So you'll be able to get some sexy stuff. But I'll talk more about that when it's actually available. But it should be good stuff, man. I don't know why it wouldn't. It's a proper, like, you know, brand. It's THG who are going to be doing it. It's not just some random streaming place. It's an actual really good, you know, clothing products. So I guess we'll see what they do with it. No, no, no. No idea, Vel. Could maybe do a bit of that, possibly. But, as I said, they were going to get, like, models and maybe even do, like, a little video and stuff. But the COVID thing, so, you know, they can't do that, obviously. But who knows this year? Can a lit totem become no-ed? I don't think so. I've never seen that. I'm not bad, Gary. How are you doing? I haven't seen that. So let's say you cleanse 4 totems, right? And the killer has the has 2 hex perks. They have no ed, and they have I don't know, third seal, right? If you don't cleanse third seal, does it automatically become no ed and third seal in one totem, or does no ed never activate? No, I don't activate. Wow, interesting. Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, possibly Vel, but no, it's very different. It only activates at endgame. I do an Ash. Have you seen this Fall Guys thing, by the way? Like, I think it's just insanity, man. Like, they did really good in season 1, right? Massive popularity. All loads of people playing. We don't really have to do anything. So season 2, they don't do anything. And now they can see people are kind of like, the fuck? Why aren't you doing anything? They've actually put more maps this time in season 3. Like, it's so pathetic. Like, the design of Fall Guys, like the maps and everything, I feel that they could put a new map every day. Maybe every week, or a few maps every week. Cesaria's hype. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like, I don't know how I feel about the devs, man. I don't know how I feel about the devs. I don't know if they actually have passion in the game and want to have like this really interesting, you know, kind of universe they create. I don't know. Because why didn't they do anything for season 2? There's no reason. It's not exactly a very complex game, is it? You can see that it wasn't with how many maps they came out with Season 3. So, I don't know, man. I don't know, it's weird. And like, I still don't know why they haven't got different variations of the same map with just different stuff. Cav. Thank you for the 2 gifted subs. Yeah, Nancy, yeah. And Haddonsfield. Is Haddonsfield your new one? I got it. I don't know, man. I think, personally, like, I could be obviously wrong, but I feel that the devs have been like, oh shit, you know, Fall Guys is kind of going off the radar. We thought we could just kind of laze around, but we're going to have to actually put in work and, you know, do content for this game. And that's why Season 3 is as Season 3 is. Because what was Season 2? One map or something stupid? One map? It surely can't be that hard to design Fall Guys, man. It can't be. It's so simplistic. That's one of the reasons why Fall Guys could have been something really big. Because of how simplistic it is. They could have designed, like... Honestly, they could have done a map every week, easily, I reckon. Easily they could have done a map a week. If they wanted. Probably more. And they could have just put different things into maps as well. Like, have the same map, but this time it's not just spinny things, it's wobbly things. And now this time it's not just wobbly things, it's punchy things or pushy things. Like, it surely can't be that difficult to design that game. That's why games with bad graphics have great gameplay. Yeah. And I think they've kind of squandered it a bit. I think they took it for advantage. Like, I'm only speculating. I'm not saying this is definitely 100% what happened, but I think they kind of they've squandered the opportunity to be like really big. Because they've just bored people to death. People were on that game 24/7 playing the exact same maps over and over and over again. Now it just gives them a bad taste, even with new maps. Now it's just given that kind of bad taste towards it. Theo, thank you for the Prime, and I'm amazingly pause. Thank you for the Prime. A custom map creator for community? Exactly. Like, it blows my mind how much they're squandering this idea. It's insanity. Oh yeah, I might be able to check some of that back for Lud tomorrow, I believe. Just FYI. I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me. I was chatting with someone from Warner Brothers. So we could check that and see what it's all about. I have no idea what to expect. So we'll probably do that tomorrow just to see what it's about. Lazy devs that like behavior. I don't think behavior lazy, Strangle. Compared to Fall Guys devs. Like, think about it. I don't know why they haven't just created, as you just said, like a custom mode where people can create their own tracks. Do you know how smart that would be? All they do is they give all the... So look at this. Look at this. And I said this before, this idea, and it's such a fucking good idea. And what the fuck are they doing? Right, so every season, they introduce new elements, right? So I've seen that they've got these punchy things. They've got these, like, throwy things, right? And when you introduce the new elements, you add them to the customization options in custom maps. So, Season 1, it has X elements, let's say 20 elements, right? And then you've got the same kind of maybe slopes and maybe different textures, right? And then you put that in the custom, and then people create custom maps with said elements, right? And then you do Season 2. You've got even more elements. You've got even more custom, more textures and different surfaces. Now that's in customization. Now you've got Season 3, more elements, more. And then it's growing and growing and growing, and people are going to create bigger and bigger and more interesting maps. And it was so much more interesting. And then you could have like competitions where like custom maps went into official playlists and all this kind of stuff. Like they've really squandered the idea, man. The only good thing I would say with Fall Guys, like the person who's done like the very, very best with it, is that fucking Twitter guy. That guy knew how to grab an opportunity. But, I don't know, man. No name, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it, man. Yeah. Yes, Milan. It's just crazy. I don't get it. They've completely just squandered a potential like huge game just because they wanted to be lazy, I guess. Because what else could it have been? They didn't do anything for a whole month. They did one map. But I think they've kind of seen that, and that's why they've done this season 3, which is like I think it's like 7 new maps or 9 new maps in one season. Yeah. Fall Guys Hazard. I think if they created like custom, they could do it like you create a custom mode, right? You can play the official playlists or the custom, and then at the end of the week or at the end of the month or whatever, it could be a weekly thing, like a weekly competition. You can vote somewhere, maybe in game you can vote, or when you play the map or whatever, you can vote on it. And then the one that gets the most votes gets put into the official playlist. Did you say that, Veld? Can't remember. Maybe you didn't. Got a bit of deja vu from that. Thank you, Exotic. Well, you guys said for me to, you know, put the True Talks on YouTube, and I was going to do that a lot earlier as well. But I had kind of issues with the music. But now finally, I think I've made this playlist so it's YouTube friendly. Fall Guys could have been really big. Ideas I'll talk about are similar to what Marbles on stream have implemented. And is it helping them? Even though Marbles on stream seems way smaller. Ah, got you, Veld. Okay. The progress. I don't think it's even poor execution. I think it's lazy. I think the devs went lazy. I think they were like, wow, all this success and we don't have to do anything. I think it was lazy. That's why it makes me kind of question the passion they have. Like, do they actually have passion in the game? Don't know. Again, not saying that they don't, not saying that they do, and everything I'm saying is just opinion anyway. It's not fact. But it's just, it's so crazy to me. It seems like the perfect game to just really take advantage of variety. And variety is the spice of life, man. Imagine if DBD was just Trapper, Hillbilly, and Wraith, and that's it. I don't think it would last, and that's pretty much what Fall Guys has done. To an extent, it's a bit of a win example because there's way less mechanics in Fall Guys, and it's a map, so it's a bit different, but you get the idea. I don't know. Team Falcon, thank you for the 2 months. Good morning, Drew. How you doing, mate? They're all different, Jay, but it's the idea. It's the idea of having, you know, a base, and the base being enjoyable, but then forcing people to play the base without really adding anything new. And that's pretty much what Fall Guys did. There were people playing Fall Guys, I'm not even kidding, like, you know, 8 hours a day on the same maps for 2 months. Like, do you understand how kind of insane that is? And the devs just allowed it to happen. Because I don't know why. That's what I'm questioning. Like, why did they allow that to happen? How would they think that people would be happy with that? Like, one map of DBD has probably more variety than Fall Guys because it's RNG, the design of the map, and there's loads of maps in DBD. Fall Guys could do the exact same thing as DBD with the RNG. They could do so much, man. They could do RNG where, so, you know when it's got like a path and then it goes to something and then it's a path and then it goes to something and it's a path and it goes to something? They could literally just create an RNG thing where the thing it goes to is different every time. They've balanced the things that you go on, so that'd be fine anyway. And because everyone's going on the same track, it's balanced automatically. So they could do whatever they want. They've got so much freedom. It's actually... I could imagine some game devs maybe even talking about this to themselves and maybe being irritated by what kind of opportunity they had and they just threw it away. I might be wrong though. But it does feel like they've really thrown a huge opportunity away for no reason. Like, they grabbed so many people and they had an idea which was so easy to create variety in, and they just didn't for like 2 months straight. Need a tiling system to generate a randomizer map. Yeah, they could easily create a tiling system. Maybe not see how simplistic it looks. Someone created Fall Guys in, I think, a day. I believe. Let's see. I saw on YouTube. It might have been a week. They made Fall Guys in a week. Obviously, it wasn't the exact same as Fall Guys because they've probably had years or whatever. But it gives you the idea of like, or the kind of the understanding of how simple this game is. I have no idea, Top. The thing with DBD is it's unique. There's nothing really out there like it, and when things try to copy it, they're always very, very subpar, and it's very hard to compete because of how much variety DBD has. It's even with all its bugs and, you know, imbalances and things like that, its variety is kind of outstanding if you think about it. Every single map is RNG. There's stupid amount of perks, and there's loads of different killers as well, with all different abilities. It's got a lot of variety. It's actually kind of crazy. And it's not bad looking. I know people give it like a bad rep saying, you know, it's not too good looking and stuff. But recently I've checked out Cyberpunk on Ultra and stuff like this. And yeah, it's definitely better looking. But it's not like, wow, this is like so superior. Like, DBD's not bad looking, guys. It's not a bad looking game. You know, at Ultra with 2K resolution. That's what I play at. It's not a bad looking game, man. Gamer Gods, thank you for the 10 bits. Hey and good morning. I just want to say I love the videos you've started putting up from the beginning of the stream. Don't listen to the haters. I don't, man. Keep on, appreciate it. Dead Man, I think of the 10 bits. Hey Drew, hope you're doing well, mate. If you could sum up the state of DBD for Killer and Survivor, what would I say? Probably going in the right direction. Survivor Friends ruins everything though, balance wise, like it always has. I'd say the hatch mechanic is problematic too. So Survivor Friends and the hatch mechanic seem problematic. Keys are getting looked into, so that's fine. Mores have been fixed, that's fine. There's still some weird perks like Noed, DS, which are kind of problematic, but they're not as problematic as a Survivor Friends or a hatch, in my opinion. But they are quite problematic still. So there you go. I guess a quick gist. I don't think it is Strangle. I don't think it is. I don't think it's that bad looking compared to AAA games. I really don't. I've seen it. I mean, I've played them AAAs on very, very high graphics and stuff. Yeah, it's not the exact same as them, but it's not bad looking. I don't think DVD's bad looking at all. I will definitely disagree with people saying DVDs looks really bad. Yeah, I don't think it does. Especially as an asymmetrical 4v1, and even with all its bugs, etc. Like, what it's doing is quite complex. They should do an Operation Health though on DVD, I think. Oh, won't. Oh, won't. A drink of choice. Do you mean alcohol or just drink in general? Usually I'd just go for water if you're just talking about just a normal drink. It's probably the best one to go for. Ideally, you want to drink water, mainly. Alcohol. Rum and Coke. Spiced rum and Coke. Usually Captain Morgan's. But I have tried Kraken with rum with Coke, and it was alright. But I think Captain Morgan with Captain Morgan spiced rum with Coke is probably the best alcohol. It tastes decent. So as I say, rum and Coke, rum and Coke. I definitely hear the difference, but you know, some people can't hear through my accent. Kraken, yeah. Cannonball, probably, without realizing. I don't believe in that thing, Ruben. Where if you say I like my water half full, then you're optimistic. If you say half empty, you're pessimistic. I don't believe in that. Just sounds like some, I don't know, lie. I don't really hear anyone say my water's half full. I don't really see anyone say it's half empty either. I don't hear anyone saying that something is half anything. Oh, I am drinking my water, which is half full. Like, you don't say it. You didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, that's where it comes from. Well, that's where I heard it anyway. Like, when does that conversation come up? Literally, half full and half empty is the exact same thing. No, but that's the point. That's the point. It is the same thing. But if you say half full, then you're more optimistic. If you say half empty, then you're pessimistic. If someone said how much you have left, I'd say about half, probably. If it was half. I wouldn't say I've got about half full. Or it's about half full. Or it's about half empty. I wouldn't say that. I'd say I've got about half of it left. So it's not very organic, that conversation. That's like watching The Room or something. A conversation he'd have. Like, he'd put that in his script. How much water do you have left? Oh, it is half empty. Ah, pessimistic, I see. Like, I could imagine him writing that in his script or something. That's some really unorganic conversation. Bull. If someone asks you how much water you'd have left, you say enough. Yeah, it's just weird. How much water do you have left? Yeah, if anyone didn't get that reference of The Room. The Room's the guy who was that just insanely bad script. Oh, I forgot his name. And then and ironically, they've done another film with it for some reason. Tommy Wasu or whatever. Yeah, that's it. I did not do it. I did not. Ah. So bad script. Just insanely unorganic writing. L7, thank you for the 23 months. And the Real D for the 100 bits. Appreciate it, man. Where my beaks, thank you for the 20 bits as well. Yeah. No problem, Cav. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Ah. God. No, you. So much memes out of it. Yeah. Consider the worst history in the worst movie in history. I don't think so. I think The Birds is apparently the worst. It is very bad. Attack of the Birds, maybe, or just The Birds. Birdemic. That's it. Birdemic. You're right. You enjoyed it, yeah. Probably like drunk or something. Just for take piss, right? I think he was already very rich, Scuffed. And he just wanted to make a movie. Some people are like that. Some movies are created by that. When you see them quite shitty movies, which go off tried and true formulas, a lot of them are just really rich kids from rich families, and they just want to make a movie. Not all, but there is quite a few of that going on. Them really, really crap ones, you know, where they like follow kind of the teenagers to the woods, and there's some kind of like murder or whatever. Usually a lot of them, but they obviously the worst ones, because there is some people with proper directors and stuff what do that, but they kind of copy that formula. I feel the really bad ones. Boom, 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 boom. Trust fund babies, I think they call them. They're doing ganja. Anyway, let's do the bell. We'll jump on soon. And we got a bloody object of obsession game to start with, so this killer's gonna bloody love me, innit? He's gonna just tunnel vision me. A lot of killers seem to do that when you bring object. I get it. Object's a very annoying perk. I don't tunnel people with it, but I do get it. You know, I get why someone would. It is annoying. It's annoying seeing someone looking at you just constantly. Seeing them on a gen or teabagging or pointing at you or whatever they do. Object just feels bad to play against. A lot of the time I see object, I think Survivor Friends. That doesn't mean anything, Veld. The game's a 4v1. The game's a 4v1. Who cares if one of them dies? There's still 3 others. And the emblem system pretty much wants you to kill 3 or 4 of them as well. So even if you kill 2 of them, which is the ideal thing the devs seem to want, the emblem system will be like, okay, draw game. Anyway. Perfect on the drop. Perfect on the drop. How you doing, guys? How you doing? Well, I ain't seen if it's that looks alright. Thank you, Gav. Thing with data is the correlation does not equal causation. So really hope the devs do rework object obsession. Correlation doesn't always equal causation, but it can, obviously. The thing with the data, the thing with data in general is you need to get the right data, is what you should say. You need to get the right data. A lot of people, like, you need an understanding of the game to be able to get the right data. I always think back to For Honor when they were looking at Peacekeeper versus Raider, and the data they were looking at said that Raider beats Peacekeeper, I believe. But obviously Peacekeeper completely dominated Raider in any 1v1. What they were looking at is they were looking at 4v4s or something, and they were looking at all different MMRs as well, like even low level MMR. And then at low level MMR, because Raider does more damage than Peacekeeper, most likely Raider would win that because just damage output. If they trade, Raider will win. But because of the interruption Peacekeeper had, she'd always beat Raider, you know, right at the back of the day, like when, you know, when Frollo was still new. Maybe it's different now, but because Raider has high prom and stuff, but he didn't before. He could literally not even attack. But yeah, you need to look for the right data. I feel that you made that up, Ruben. Like, you haven't looked at some dad joke book. Like, you haven't seen it anywhere. I feel you just made that up and you thought, that's really fucking smart. I might be wrong, though. Is that from, like, some cheesy joke book, or did you actually make that up? Because it is. It's Cracker season, it is, yeah. How you doing, ma'am? What have you been up to? I'm covering the chat a bit, yeah, that's true. Why has that changed? Oh, okay, maybe I were a bit far that way. My mic seems low. I mean, I can turn it down again with the gameplay, but like, that's the furthest I'm going. I'm not going further than that. Xmas presents to Sharks and to Jaws, yeah. God. Some of them are good. Some of them. I seem bigger than usual, yeah? I think I'm not. I think it's the same. Maybe because I was like this. Because usually I'm leaning back a tiny bit. I'm usually around here. But if I was like actually like sat straight, it'd be like that. So I'm kind of leaning back a bit. Like into the back. You say facial hair, then it grew on you, yeah. I feel like auras and object session in general just reached double standard. It's like when survivors want to about 21 nerfed, yet more security seems fine with object. There's a lot of double standards. It's because it's a 4v1, man. A lot of the double standards will be in survivors' favor, sadly, because there's just more people supporting it. That's just how it is. The only thing what can change that is the dev seeing through it, which is harder said than done. If you've got 4 times the amount of people saying one thing and only one person, like every one person says this and every 4 people say this, you're going to just automatically assume because 4 people are saying it that is the right way to do it. That is the right thing. That's what I believe is the reason why the devs look survivor bias, because they're looking at the 4 and believing that's the majority, which technically it is, right? But it could possibly be because most of them just play survivor too. That's why I say everyone should play survivor and killer, because then instead of it being 4-1, it's just everyone. Like everyone's saying kind of the same things and thinking the same things for the most part. Sadly, the one is right most of the time. No, I mean, it's hard to say that. I'm just saying who would be listened to more, not who's right or wrong. The real D, I said that for the 100 bits dinner. A beast living. Thank you for the sub. Thank you, man. I've said this before. Like, this isn't an easy game to balance, and it's not just because of it being a 4v1. It's because of the information you're getting. So, like, let's say you are a dev of a shooting game, right? You're a dev of Call of Duty. It's going to be a lot easier to know which weapons are the ones what are a bit too strong, right? You'll see people all talking about it, and you'll see it being used a lot, okay? But like for DBD, you're going to have a lot of people saying, you know, ruins bullshit, right? Does that mean that ruins completely bullshit? Or does that mean that the 4 versus the 1 find this very powerful? And then you might see people saying, oh, DS is bullshit, but it's only one person. You know, it's only one person, so you get 4 threads of ruins bullshit, ruins bullshit, ruins bullshit, ruins bullshit, DS is bullshit, ruins bullshit, ruins bullshit. So it looks like more people are saying ruins bullshit than DS is bullshit, right? Because it's 4v1. It's way harder to understand, and it's way harder to see if ruin is more bullshit than DS, or if DS is more bullshit than ruin, for example, right? That's how it works. There's going to be more people advocating for positive changes for survivors and negative for killer. That's just how it has to be, because it's a 4v1. It's not going to be as easy to balance through communication like other games will, because other games everyone's playing the same thing. Way easier. You can see what people are complaining about. How did the R6 tourney go? We bloody won, lad. Bloody won. UK versus France in the finals, and then we took it. And I went positive as well. Very happy about that. I wanted to at least break even with kill death, or go positive. I did not want to go negative. Gamer God said for the 10 bits. We've had dates, you know, whatever. I just didn't want to. I know I don't play Rainbow, so I shouldn't really be that kind of hard on myself if I did, but you know me. They'll nerf Freddy because low ranks destroy with him, but nerf twins maybe because high ranks destroy and slugver. I think the devs just don't want strong killers. No, you're not listening. It's not the devs that don't want strong killers, it's the survivor mains that don't want strong killers. And people who just play survivor will have the 4v1. It's not as black and white as that. It's not every single person who plays survivor just plays survivor. Every single person who plays killer just plays killer. But probability wise, right, there's 4 people who need to fill this slot, and there's 1 person who needs to fill this slot. Probability wise, there should be more people who play survivor more than killer, because for killer people to play more than survivor means that most people who play killer need to be killer mains to actually catch up. Do you get me? Like if 1 out of 2 people who played killer, if one out of 2 people played killer with killer mains, what would that be? They'd still have to be like, oh, actually that's getting kind of complex, but you get what I mean, right? You get what I mean? Because I'm trying to think, like, what would it be for Survivor? If it was 1 out of 2, it still wouldn't catch up to Survivor unless the Survivor mains would have to be like... What would that be? 1 out of 2. Would that be... Would that just be 16? 1 out of 16? Or would it be... Would it be a 1 out of 8? Oh, actually, it would be, yeah, 1 out of 8, right? Yeah, 1 out of 8. So, if 1 out of 2... killers were killer mains, right? They just played killer. For you to break even with survivors, 1 out of 8 would need to be like a maximum. 1 out of every 8 survivors needs to be a survivor main, and the rest play killer. That's how you would even it. Do you get what I mean? Because there's more slots for survivor. So probability wise, it's quite hard to get that, right? The only way you would have it where it's more even in discussion is if they were just, everyone's near enough a killer main and no one really is a survivor main, and they mainly swap between the both. You get what I mean? That's going to happen. I think there's actually more survivor mains than killer mains, probably. So it goes even worse into that area. But even if it was like trying to be even, it's not probable, right? It's not probable. Jay Massa, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Going to Hawaii for a month. Girlfriend from there. So it's very cheap for travel there. Go, you're actually traveling. Be careful. So catch you live. Maybe not as much. Best DVD stream out there. Appreciate it, man. Beats living for the 1,000 bits as well. I'm new here, Kappa. Want me to play Hillbilly? Sure, man. The guns are expressed by Insta. And I think I saw someone else say something as well. Demogorgon. Demogorgon, my build. Oops. Alright. But you get what I mean, right? It is, and you are right, I think it is that. So if 1 out of 2 killer mains... if 1 out of 2 people who played killer mained killer, the only way you would even the score, where everyone would be playing all sides, would be if every 1 out of 8 players who play Survivor or Survivor mains, and the other 7 play both sides. And it consistently is like that as well. The probability is very, very much in the favour of Survivors having more Survivor mains. Which, once again, means that it's, as I said, the 4v1 is complete, you know, it's not as black and white as that. There's loads of grey, but probability-wise, there's going to be more on the Survivor. That's kind of what I'm getting at, without trying to complex it too much. You get what I mean, right? Probability-wise, it's going to be in the favour that there's going to be more people who main Survivor. That's the Too Long Don't Read version. Too Long Didn't Read. Too Long Didn't Read, right? Dead Man Risen, thank you for the 10 bits. His death thing is still a rough spot. Not being able to shoot over objects. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah, I guess he is. I don't think there's been any changes for that. It looks like it's only on Auto Haven, maybe. But yeah, it's kind of bad. I forgot about that. Very true, Moonshine, yes. I play Killer Survivor Rotation. Your builds. No, Victor can't break through lockers, but he can hold you in. Was my conclusion to the no sound test? Yeah, you can play this game deaf. Why do you think the devs added pointless breakable walls? I don't know. So when the devs said they were putting breakable walls in, I was thinking of all these positions they could put them. You know, like at jungle gyms. Killer Shack, they have a bit, but they've put it in the wrong spot, probably. They could have put it in a more interesting spot. But whatever, like, at least Killer Shack they did. But I was thinking of all these different kind of places. One of the ideas I had, which I thought were the best idea, personally, was breakable walls is a cooldown thing where the killer can use it maybe every minute, right? But you can use it on windows. So, any window on the map, any window, you can go to it, break it. Now that's a breakable wall, but now you can't break anything for another minute. What that allows is it allows you to look at a map with your understanding of killer. So it kind of allows people who are good at killer and understand the game to actually get something more from it than people who maybe aren't. But it also allows you to fix bad design when that does happen. Sometimes you get really bad RNG where it's jungle gym into a TL, into another jungle gym, into a etc, etc. From that, you can look at the start of it and you can break a hole, or the end of it, and you can break a hole ready for a chase in that, ready for a chase, basically, with that routing. I thought that was the best idea, personally. I thought they were possibly going to do something like that. They didn't, obviously, but I thought that would have been the best idea. You can break windows, but with a cooldown of X, you know, seconds, minutes, or whatever. Probably a minute, I think, would be about right. That would have been a really good idea. But what I thought they were probably going to do is they were going to make maybe more things like they did with the Killer Shack, as I said, right? Where they're trying to make the loop a bit weaker, but you have to waste some time with Killer. I never thought it was going to be a Survivor favored thing until I saw what they have done is they've made the Killer waste time breaking them, because if he doesn't break them, God loops are back. Survivors have God loops again. So yeah, they really threw a curveball at me. I really did not expect breakable walls to be a negative to Killer. It's not a complete negative to Killer. I'd say there's some maps where it helps the Killer, Badham, right? where you don't break certain walls, they're a bit stronger. But I would probably say 80% of it's for survivor, 20% for killer, when I thought it was going to be 100% for killer. So that definitely threw me off. I didn't expect that. I really didn't. I honestly thought breakable walls were going to be a 100% killer positive thing, but yeah. That was really weird to me, yeah. And technically, by them putting breakable walls in the positions they have, like Coal Tower, for example, technically, by breaking them, you are making the loop weaker. You are. But without the breakable walls, it would have just been the same loop. So, technically, breaking the wall is favorable. Like, it's really twisted, right? It's a really twisted kind of thing, because like technically by breaking them you are making that loop weaker, but it was already that weak before breakable walls. So technically breaking the wall is helping the killer, but before breakable walls it wasn't there and the killer didn't need to waste time and it was the same loop. So it's really weird. The breakable wall thing is really weird what they've done. I still like the idea of breaking through the windows. I think it's a fantastic idea. A lot of the windows are the things what create loops into really strong loops. And even at a jungle gym, if you do get rid of the window, a jungle gym is still strong. It's still got an okay loop to it, and it's still got a pallet. So I like that idea. But there you go. Maybe they'll rework most of the breakable walls. Yeah, I reckon we're jumping off this song anyway. Or just fucking next to the walls. Yeah. Yeah, they have some more animations on them. Killers should be able to braille windows and walls. Have the survivors need to rebuild them. Oh, you mean break, don't you? To make the loop strong again. Yeah, that's what I'm on about. But I don't think you should build them either. But maybe. But that's not going to happen anyway. Like, they've already put in the breakable walls, so it is what it is at this point. So there you go. Just started playing a week ago. What would you say are some of the strongest survivor perks right now? For solo, I would definitely recommend Kindred. Kindred is amazing for solo. If you're playing with friends and you're on comms and you're getting communication, you don't really need that. They can tell you. Then you can go for stuff like Dead Hard, DS, Borrowed, which are already good in solo as well. But I would say solo information's quite good. I've started using information more in my solo builds, and it's kind of good. Anyway, let's jump on it, guys. Good chat as always. Chat about different things. A Duck, thank you for the 10 bits as well. Breakable window.